Well, I went and looked at the hay this morning. It's Tuesday, and so I came. Some of it's getting pretty close, but I think I may have to run the tedder over it. Thought if I was going to run the tedder over it, I better go ahead and make sure I had all my ducks in a row, ready to go bale some if I got some ready. Of course, the baler was still hooked to the tractor. I remember there was a few adjustments we needed to make last year. Like that tie arm needed the collar adjusted down on it, and I adjusted it. It was letting the string go all the way off that side of the bale. I guess that's the right. I couldn't remember, and I needed to look and make sure I didn't need to take a link out of that main drive chain, but it's nice and snug. Got space in the spring, so it's pulling a little bit. I need to rig me up a different oiler. This is my oiler. This is just a plastic quart oil can that has a little hole in the bottom of it. So you fill it up right when you get to the field and ready to run, and it'll oil your chain really good. Enough for all three of them. And that's what keeps all that oily underneath there. And I'm cheap, so I use used motor oil on those. But everything in there looks good. Mine does not have any grease certs. No, it has one grease cert in there. May have to get to it. I'm gonna grease the slip on the drive line. You can see it's shiny right there. I may take it off and grease it real good. I've got to put oil in the rear end of the tractor yet. It had leaked down sitting over the winter. I've aired the tires up, and the belt was missing off the air conditioner compressor. I put another belt on it, and I think when I start it up, I'll have to put some gas in that. I still got my air compressor running. I have no idea why. I got flat tires on the tedder. I'll have to go air them up before I ever move it. But I've already got my air tank aired up. I got the air conditioner on right there. So I think we're getting pretty close to ready to go to the field with this. I got the rake hooked on, and I think it's going to do as good a job as it'll do. I can't remember anything about it needing anything. And I had drove down through this building and fueled tractors up a month ago or so. So I know, I'm thinking fuel, we're going to be good, at least for today. I may have to check that. The only tractor I've used is the one that was on the sprayer, and I'm going to put it on the tedder if I go ted any of that. But the old man needs a little break, so I'm gonna sit down here a minute before I fill the rear end on that tractor up with oil and run the grease gun over the drive line, and then I'll start it up, charge the air. I get it charged, I put the other half of the hood back on, and I should be ready to pull it out. And then I'll just have to get the tedder hooked on to where I can use it. The tedder don't have but like 6 grease certs on it or something like that. It'll be pretty easy to deal with if I can get the tires to take care. It's got 2 of them that are flat, but they're not like off the rim or anything. So I think it'll care. I didn't use it at all. Maybe the last couple of years. Well, about 50 or $60 into putting fluid in it. I got it up into the okay. So still got to do a little greasing, and I figured out I need to check that gearbox. It's right in there. So I have to get the air hose back here and blow out that little hole. And that gearbox is a real headache because they put the thing down in a hole. But I fixed mine. I fixed it where you can check it. I'll show you how in just a second. If I can get this air adapter blow nozzle put on. A little more difficult one-handed, but I think I might be able to do it. And I did. guy's probably gonna chew bud over me, but that's a vent. It's stuck down. This little piece of pipe is stuck down over the vent on that cap, and we welded it so that you can check that. And the way you check it, it's probably got a way that's better than this, but I always use a stem. Cows don't eat them anyway. You have to stick it down. There's a shaft that goes crossways in that. You have to stick it down behind that shaft. I'm not getting a lot of fluid. Went all the way to the bottom then, and there's only fluid. Not very far. I better put a little in it this time. I haven't been having to put any in it. Like, it's been going on for several years, so it's not surprising that it might need a little. And it takes 90 weight gear oil, which I have in the mow tractors. I'll get that filled up. Sitrex 10-wheel high-capacity rake. I'm thinking I may rake this here field, finish my 2 rounds over there. It'll take me a little break. I've been at this since I left the house at before 7 this morning. Broke the spring on the log truck. Just now showed up. One of the springs on the rear axle broke. So I was going to haul a load down to Fred today, and I didn't get that done because I didn't want to take a broken truck farther away from home. close. I better get off here and get paying attention. For anybody that thinks dust devils are beautiful, this was a dust devil. Look what it did to these windrows. Just took them and left with them. Pull them out in the road. A little hard to get my hay back when it's in the road. I seen one of them earlier in the driveway up here, and I was thinking, man, I hope I don't hit my field. Yeah, we're having them today. Got the baler going, just getting started here. A little bit after 5 o'clock. Stuff needed a little extra time to set, cure. So I raked a little bit of it up. And it's baling fine. I'm sure it'll keep fine. Some places the ground is still a little wet. But I'm doing good. Pulling up with Identity Crisis. Same setup that was been in the barn all winter. Gotta stop high bale. There is putting the string on the bale. I use red and white string. It's really easy to see it moving, and they told me at the co-op won't be able to get any more of it. I'm usually a little quicker at this, but it takes two hands. Baler does not have a kicker. This is from 1978. This is kind of old technology. Trying to get all the edges smoothed up here. So we're trying to start our bales a little slow, and that's fine. I think that was number 4 or 5. I don't know, 4 or 5. I got all that over there too. Went ahead and raked the pasture part of it because it was a little thinner. Made me 3 rounds around this big piece, and that should get it to where I can finish this tomorrow and not be pushed to make church unless I have trouble. And if I have trouble, some of them may just have to wait till the next day. Number 4. I'm gonna go ahead and bale this stuff up over here before I go in there and bale the part that's on the pasture side. Sorry about the weird camera angles. Y'all can just sit right there while I tie this bale. has this sped up where, like net wrap, they only have to turn the bale like 3 times to get all that wrap on them. This here, I have to roll the bale like a dozen times or more. So it probably takes me a minute and a half maybe. Could be 2 minutes to tie one. And the new ones got kickers on them where they knock the bale out for you. All that stuff, all that fancy stuff. I don't know that fancy stuff. Go ahead, turn around here. Out there by my truck. That's supposed to remind me to bring a jug of chain oil tomorrow. We'll see if it works. Some new tractors, they've even got a windshield wiper on the back window. I can see where that'd be handy. I guess where I can't see when the sun's shining on the window. No identity crisis and a 605F Vermeer baler from the late 1970s.